Hey there, everyone. Are you tired of having to recreate the same objects over and over in multiple projects? Don't want to have to spend time searching through old projects to import them in? Well, good news for you because we have an easy way to bring in repetitive objects you have to use. Welcome to the Digital Paul Workshop. It is I, the vertex that refuses to sit in place no matter how hard you try. Techno Meow Tinkerer. Let's log on in. So as you can see here, I kind of got Blender already opened up and I got one asset already made, and that's the wheel that I've used in a lot of my transformer builds. And as you can see, it creates this nice little white grid thing that kind of snaps different surfaces of whatever objects I got, or to the main grid itself, and where you can just import it in a couple different ways. And this is actually, I'm going to try to end up creating a bunch of these right here, or a bunch of assets, because it will save a whole lot of time of me building all the different transformers if I can just pull in stuff. But let's go ahead and show you how to actually kind of make these as assets. And don't save this. So as you can see here, I've already brought in some of the different objects I have created and different parts of transformers and stuff. And the first thing I'm going to do is come up here to edit, down to preference, and you want to come down here where it says file paths, and this is the asset library. Now this right here will be the default Blender one. I've actually changed this one to one of my secondary hard drives because my primary one is not big enough to hold a lot of stuff. Plus, I kind of like having stuff on secondary hard drives. That way, when because you're always working on C drive, and that crashes, at least you got some form of backup. But you can kind of create some new stuff here. I kind of retitled this one just assets for right now. And of course, you got a couple different things here, and just make sure when you put this in, and I'm going to kind of go in some of this stuff when I get into the asset folder, but just make sure you save your preferences before you close out, so it saves everything, because you want it saved there, so whenever, like you saw earlier when I had the folder open up just a new file, it'll show up, because if you don't save it there, it's only going to just show up in this file and not in your others. So one of the ones I'm going to do right here is my hens as a double, and so I'm just going to come over here to the right side, and I'm just going to right click, and I'm going to change this to mark as can't speak right now, asset. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this on over so we can kind of see what we're doing. So now when I come up, one way is when you get to that, you just come up to this little drop down menu, you come over to where it says asset folder, which is shift F1. Apparently Blender, or this Blender 4, I'm guessing, may have, because that's what I'm working on, 4.2.1. I think gave me a bunch of these because I know I didn't create them. But right now mine's under unassigned, and you can see there's my double hinge right there. And so now I can import this in. Now if you got a group of objects, and as far as I can tell, you can't manipulate the individual groups, but if you got a group of objects you don't need to manipulate, but you need to bring over, at least for right now, is what you want to do. And we'll come over here. I'm going to actually switch this over. Let's slide you on over. So I can bring this on over to X-ray mode. I need X-ray. I'm going to select all of this, and then I'm going to hit my M as in mom key, and I'm just going to do new collection, and this is going to be just hand creating this new collection. So as you can kind of see here, I did this already with the double hands as a test earlier, but here as the hand, then I can just come here as a whole collection. I can right click, and then I'm going to mark as asset. Now I am going to save everything before I move over to a new folder. So now when I come in and I come and just create general, I'm just going to use my bottom right here, right quick, to bring in my asset folder. So as you can see, now I can bring in my hinge, which is neat, so I can use for multiple things, and I can now bring in my hand. Now far as I can tell, I haven't figured out exactly how to, because it won't let me switch to edit. So I haven't figured out how to actually get where I can move this around, but if you got a group of objects you don't need to edit or move, you can. Now there's a couple things under the follow preferences. You got link, append, and append reuse data. Now this one, my understanding is when I bring it in, whatever I do to one, if I could ever figure out how to edit these things, affects the other. So that's one thing about that one. That's interesting. Now, as far as I know, this just plain append just lets me bring it in and shouldn't be connected to anything else. Like I said, I can't figure out why it's not letting me edit these collections. I don't know if I gotta just come in here somewhere. But as far as I know, at least, so if you need to bring in a group of objects that you don't have to manipulate, you can do it that way. So right now I'm just going to come in and I'm actually just going to right click and I'm just going to clear assets instead of making an asset until I can figure out how to make an asset where I can still move all the individual digits, because this will be an easy way to bring in stuff. And so I'm going to probably sit here and go through and maybe create some generic hinge joints and save as assets, so it can save me time when I'm creating the different transformers. And that's just the basics on the asset folder. Another tool to help you with your workflow so you can get things done faster. And of course, if you like my content, you get to these websites right here to support me in different ways. The links are also in the description for some of these, as well as like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you think might find it interesting. And if you are looking for some more ways to help you in your workflow in Blender, I highly recommend you check out my video, Blender Compilation 7 Tips You Need. Until next time, have a nice day.